I'm probably blocking the camera, aren't I? I'm trying to stay out of the way of the camera. This is not easy. Okay, he's washing the brush. I'm not washing the brush. I'm not there yet. Side note, or not side note, but mental note, he's on the Alizarin Crimson. I was trying to get out of the way of the camera so you could see me because I realized at the last minute that you probably don't want to be staring at my backside. So I'm going to blend this a little better. Now they don't have to look at Bob, I guess I have a little bit of space. It's not easy to have 4 feet of space to do this. And the lighting could be better, but again, I apologize. I'm just trying to blend this. It doesn't have enough yellow ochre in it, which is what he dabbed into his, I believe it's the edges. There we go. Yep. Yeah. You barely see it, but I guess that's the point. Just blend. And again, I want to put this on because you don't want too much emphasis on the horizon that you're going to we'll get to the point. Again, all I'm doing is just trying to blend the brush strokes out of my my sky there. I've got a few really dense areas where you could tell I added yellow ochre, but it's not so. I mean, once we get to the point where we add clouds, it won't even matter. But for the point, or for the time being, that's where I want to be. Okay, so here we go. He's washing the brush. Alright, this is what I was talking about earlier, when you want to wash the brush, but you can't beat the devil out of it. It stinks. It's a lot of fun to just go wah 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 wham. Yes, that's what it sounds like when I beat the devil out of the brush. There's a lot of wah 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 wham in it. I like to break the cardinal rule of setting this down because of the space I have and the movements I have to make. So what I like to do is put this down for just a second. I have a trash can down here with a just a basic plastic trash bag. Shake off the excess paint thinner. And then right here, right next to the paint thinner bucket, I just make sure I have all the paint thinner off, and just to make sure, or I do that against the floor, against the toilet on the floor. I don't. Should be. I wish I could. Oh, but then so the brush Alizarin good to go. He's dipping in crimson. Let's continue. So. Continue. He says small amount. Small. Where do I stand?
Outside you're working inward, so it'll mix the liquid white and progressively it'll get lighter as it works inward. There. I see the real better is that you could by doing this, the little axis, and blend it with it quite easy. You make very distinct lines. It'll be difficult to blend it together. Let's have a little
I jumped the gun a bit because he has an oval. I do not. I brought the cad yellow all the way to the edge. He saved some space so that the alizarin crimson can blend in with the liquid white, which was on the canvas, which I failed to mention. So I apologize on that. There's liquid white on the canvas to start. But since I don't have an oval, and I kind of jumped the shark with the edges, I'm going to pause the video and make sure that my edges here have the appropriate amount that I want. Or at least not the appropriate, but the amount that I want to have my sky. Just blend it in. And you want to start this way and go out, as always. You want to blend out all the brush strokes because you can see those if you don't blend it out right, and it makes the sky look silly. Pro. Again, I'm no bitch. Why I start this tiny strip I want people, which is what the part of this raw series I want people to be able to, like Bob. You're going to make mistakes, inevitable, but it's inevitable if you put heart and soul to each painting, which you really can't go wrong. You're going to have, I've done about 14 of these so far, and they're pretty decent, so I think I'm on a good track. I don't want it too bright, or not too bright, too dark either. This is supposed to be a very light pastel. There we go. Alright, and let's continue.
See, other than Florida now, we have a lot of beautiful little ocean areas around there. In fact, just the other day, my friend Bob and I went fishing. I went to my first sailfish. Never seen one before. And you notice I said I hooked him because he got out strong before I got him into the boat. But we did, before the day was over, catch one. And it's just absolutely gorgeous. This thing was probably close to 6 feet long. Most beautiful fish.
I think he ends up adding phthalo blue to the top here.
Just long enough to take his picture. And wishing well, we put back.
Again, we're kind of doing this his way, then our way. Especially since he's doing it in a different way with the oval and the contact paper.
I don't keep any fish. You just put, and fish add the rubies. Fish here on the top. I'm saying no dirty. Add the rubies because it isn't. You just make it look fresh. And grabs it and what crystals over there. Just to the side is, sort of, I want this into the roots. Up here, and this side, please. Very gently, get a little color in, right up to the very top of it. Sort of land that. Very good. Now then, I have several of each brush, but I think I just clearly dry 2-inch brush. I just run these two areas together. You don't want to do it until the one color stops. The next color starts. Just that little bit. That easy. That easy. Now then, maybe today we're going to have some fun. Let's take finger painting. We'll do a touch of titanium white. And we're good.
Okay, right now Bob's making a sun right in the center here, which, I mean, I don't really need to because I already have an area that looks like there's a sun, but I might do it just so there is a visual sun there. As you can see, it's kind of blurry white in this area, so it looks like there's a sun already, but I'm going to put a sun when I get to it. But right now I'm just putting some blue up here. I don't want to get it too dark, and I just want to blend it as best I can I don't know about you, but that looks really good. If you paint it differently, or you want it darker, or you don't even want blue, you want a different color, by all means, do whatever makes you happy. It's your painting. This is just what I'm going to do with mine. And as of right now, I think I'm going to just jump ahead. Well, not jump ahead, but I'm going to take my fingers and I'm going to make the sun. But again, I don't really need to do this, but I want there to be look at it, what the light, so when you can see the sun, depending on how it hits, but see, it's not important focal. It's on an important fantastic point, but I left too much area like for sun to be made. So for gonna rip it off right here on the wipe it off on the paper towel. That I usually use that for the knife. So if I have any excess paint, and instead of wiping it on my apron, which I obviously don't wear, I'll just use the paper towel. So I'm gonna play it, and as he's doing that, I'm gonna catch up. Alright, we don't have but one brush per brush, so I'm gonna put this down again. Paint thinner. Trash. And by saying trash, I don't mean throw away the brush. Please don't throw away your brush. I know you're not that stupid, but there you go. And then I have paper towels right here to wipe the excess paint thinner off. And just to make sure that I don't have really any left. That's me being the devil out of it. So, blend it in. See, it really doesn't even make a difference. But, if need be, if we start doing the beach and the sky just kind of looks not ready for clouds, as that's where we're going, we can just again come back here, use these same colors, and whatever we have to do, it would change the ceiling a little bit to what we want to look like. He's not right now. Don't have. He's blending it out, but I just white air because to white sun that's too much. But you could tell I did that. But anyway, I did that. Really figure out. Here we go. He's using a fan brush, number 6. I have number 3 too, but I usually just use this one.
Let's go into the yellow, there's a crimson, mix them together. Gonna make sort of a nice peachy color. Touch more of the yellow. Yeah, this is candy yellow.
Ooh, way too much red. Way too much red.
Let's go up here. Very warm little paint. Takes everybody use very warm little color, of course. Let's take just a little of that. All of that, very tiny little circles heading right across the sun there.
Okay. What he's doing is he's taking yellow and alizarin crimson to make clouds. I put a little too much red in mine, but yeah. So when you mess up like I did and you go a little too gung-ho on one color, what I like to do, instead of putting the brush into the color and getting them all mixed up, take the knife and just add a little more to it. And I have a little paper towel thing taped to my easel so I could just wipe off the knife and continue. So again, I want this to be a little lighter. Oh, there we go. He made it all peachy colored, so that's what we want to do. This is I think it's peachy as I'm going to get it. And I was good enough for me. Making clouds. Rewind a bit. Watch what he does. I'm gonna so I can. peachy color.
Touch more than jello. Yes, this came from a lizard with the crimson. That's all it is. Yeah, that's what I'm going to hear. Very little paint. So we're going to use very little color, of course. Let's take just a little of that. All of that brush, tight little circles. Let it go right across the sun there. We'll draw a little cloud up here in the sky. Just let it float right on back into nothing here. There. Wherever. Now we'll take a dry 2-inch brush and gently wet that. The only reason I'm doing this is to remove excess paint. It's the only reason. Now then let's go back and take a little white, a little touch of the carrot yellow in it. A little yellow ochre also. Oh, that's nice. It's almost white, but it's just flavored with a little
He's circling
carrot yellow.
the clouds into the sky. I'm just making sure that I'm doing it right in the right shape, so mine doesn't look like a flying
Highlights on this
potato or something.
Just the corner of the brush. It'll come right in here. Just sparkle a few little things. Not too much. Just a little. Where the brush. It'll come right in here. Right. Little touch of the carrot yellow in it. A little yellow ochre also. Oh, that's nice. It's almost right. It's just flavored with a little carrot yellow. Yellow ochre, just to give it a little flavor. Let's go back up here.
He's mixing yellow and white
Little highlights on this cloud. So using just
for cloud highlight.
come right in here.
He's the same brush, but well, I'm really close. But I'm using the knife instead because I don't have that many knives and brushes.
After a 2-inch brush, maybe use a 1-inch brush for this if you're more comfortable with it. There.
Before we add highlights, what I don't do is Nick Noir does. I jumped it in a lot. Blend it the same way that you put it in. Almost like so, just make light circles, almost putting snow, making a mountain on a mountain. But you're not a mountain. Just make light circles. Blend it into the sky. Light circles and into the sky. Just on a 1-inch, 2-inch brush. I don't want to go brush. Overkill. And part of the reason, like he said, we're even doing this is to take care of that excess paint. Because trust me, if you don't blend it out, you can tell there's a lot of paint. Now that looks like a nice little cloud, doesn't it? I like that cloud. We're keeping it. Okay, now what he does next, I think he uses the same brush. I mean, obviously, it's got to be the same brush. It's the same colors. Get a little bit of that highlight that we made up here. And we're going to put some nice little highlights. Just keep in mind where your light is coming from, because as we go along, there will be clouds all over the place, and the farther away you are, the darker the clouds will be. And the darker clouds will also have highlights on them, but they're not going to be as bright as that. That is not a bad looking cloud. We're going to keep it. He's fluffing it, but if I do that, I might just smear it all over the canvas, so I'm just going to keep it just like that.
Same with that brush. Now we'll do it too. A little bright red and white. Something like so.
Now he's using bright red and white.
If that stands out enough, sometimes you have to sort of check to make sure it stands out just right.
So in whatever space I have left on this thing,
There. Just sort of goes right out in here. And same thing, once again, we'll take the white color, that same color, and we'll just highlight this little cloud up. Just to give it a little flavor. Don't too much here. Just a little.
and best again, I apologize for popping in here now, but it's the main way to do what I want to do. Connect what he's doing. So he's cloud and with. Make another cloud instead. Yellow, bright red, white. and white as you go, and the darker again. So about clouds become put. Same brush. I'm going to because it is on the same. Got it kind of matter here. I'm gonna put it. He's got over. I'm gonna pump it. Well, yeah, let's put it over here because we're going further away. I hope you can see this. I hope I'm not in the way. I probably am, but don't exactly have my own studio for this just yet. But as long as you can see what I'm doing and you can follow along at your own pace, that's fantastic. I'm not going to make the exact same clouds as Bob because I'm not here to plagiarize his work. I'm going to make my own clouds, which is exactly what he would want. Just try to make them somewhat realistic. I mean, if you're into fantasy or whatever, make dragon clouds. Make clouds that look like giant cupcakes. Do whatever you want. Just make sure you keep in mind hues of lightness, highlights, and darkness and such. That is one funky looking cloud, but it looks like a cloud nonetheless. So, I'm done with it. And now I'm going to go into the white. Bring some of that. I might actually just clean the brush. So I can really add some highlights to it. This is kind of difficult. I always have problems with this. Maybe you could do better. I hope you can. Heck, maybe you can teach me something about this. Because I also jumped the gun on this one as well. I did not blend it before I added the highlights. So, right now, that's what we're going to do with the 1-inch brush. I'm just going to real quickly just kind of do my best to make to blend this into the sky. The design make a mess. I don't know about you, but that's a good looking cloud. Not the best I could do, well, certainly the best I can do, but not the absolute. Best that I want. Okay, so he's adding highlights. Now he's blending it.
One cloud at a time. Sometimes it starts working so we can get great when you do it all at once, but you need to work in layers. That way it works a lot better. That's current color. Here we have our original color, a little bit of crimson and yellow ochre. I'll make another one of those little peachy clouds.
Okay, there's one that did another peachy cloud. I'm going to wash my brush real quick.
Wherever you think they should be. Exactly where they should be. Because this is your world here.
And add another one.
This world. Take off the excess, blend it in. It's just playing back and forth, you're back and forth. There. put a little highlight on that rascal. Don't need much, though. Don't need a tiny, tiny bit. And then fluff in the middle. There we go. Maybe our blue. There it is. Another little pinkish cloud. Right, right. And I'm just layer after layer of clouds here. I want to have a lot of clouds.
Okay, he's still making wholesome clouds. But what I want to do is I want to add some layers of realism. So I've made a kind of smattering of clouds that I'm now going to blend in. So you can kind of see them, but not really. Kind of like those clouds you see on a partly cloudy day where it's not really a cloud, but it's just kind of up there. So, we'll do that. He's making some more red clouds.
Same thing again, a little light color, just to flavor it. This is what we have. Pastel painting, I think it looks like it's going in that direction. And they're so pretty. I picked the brush just to knock any excess paint that's on it. This is the same one I've blended with since the beginning. So I just needed to knock out the excess paint. I'm lazy and it's easier than going through the whole blending procedure. Alright. Now, let's take a little crimson. Nice, mix it with the brush. I got this one a little tiny bit.
Before he gets to the blue clouds, I want to finish up on mine. At least my last one right here. Here. I want to highlight it. Again, keep in mind where your light source is. Doesn't have to be exact science, just do the best that you can. Okay. That one looks like a lobster. Okay, now what I'm going to do for this last cloud is blend it. Okay. All right. Now, if you have more than one brush, you're more than welcome to use whatever that you have. I just have one brush, and I don't want to get them all dirty because I know he's going to use them all with different colors.
Pastel painting, I think it looks like it's going in that direction. And they're so pretty. I picked the brush just to knock any excess paint that's on it. It's the same one I've blended with since the beginning. So I just needed to knock out the excess paint out the way.
I'm cleaning the 2-inch brush right now.
Alright. Now, let's take a little just mix a little on the brush head. I just want to put a tiny bit here. A rather good color, but this time I'm going to go to the red side.
He's mixing Phthalo blue and Alizarin crimson for his his darker clouds.
Using the corner of the brush, making little tiny circles. Tiny little circles. There you go. Just drop it in. let them build. There, the big color.
Hope you can see this.
Sun right over in here. It's just getting darker and darker as we get away from the sun. This is because that's the light source. And everything gets darker as we work away from that. There we are. Okay. Should go ahead.
I'm gonna get over here real quick because I don't think you can see me. I usually paint over here anyway, so painting over there is really awkward.
Yeah, why not? We don't want to top that down here. We're just going to go both sides. Very lightly. There we go. Something about like so. One of the earlier shows, I'm not doing this because I'm just doing the same thing. One of the earlier shows I showed a little deer that I had the opportunity to meet. I've got so many calls about that little rascal.
Alright, right now he's showing some footage of a really cute deer while he's making these clouds and adding some highlights to them. So I'm just going to go on ahead, pause it, and make sure you add some depth to it. You don't want the whole thing to be a solid blue. I mean, I've got mine mixed with the sky, that red. I mean, there's a degree, several degrees of different tones going on. And plus, I mean, we're gonna add a beach down here. I should have been more up here with my sky, but it doesn't matter. So now that I have my sky somewhat good to go, actually, you know what? Before I do that, I'm gonna add some little drifters. Can't have a sky without some drifters. Alright, I don't think I can blend with this brush. So I'm going to use the 1-inch brush here in a second to blend those. And then I'm going to use the fan brush to add some highlights. I don't want there to be much. There we go. There we go. I don't just want to go pam, 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 because it looks obvious. So I'm going to try and blend these in as much as I can. Let me try the I tried to make the clouds closest to the sun the brightest, and those farthest away not as affected by the light. I'm going to blend. Again, to blend, you're just doing basically circles. When you're done, that's when you want to do this, but I usually don't do that because it scares the living hell out of me. I don't want to smear everything, because I have done that. I've done a really good job, then boop, and then everything is like over here. So, again, I don't do exactly as Bob does, but to a great extent, I do. Because you can tell kind of where the brush strokes are. I'm trying to blend those out the best I can so they look more like clouds and less like brush strokes. These are looking really, really nice. They kind of look like storm clouds in a degree. Again, I'm not going to worry about what's down here because we're going to do a blank. We're going to do the sea horizon. So all this is going to be whatever in a minute anyway. All we're worried about right now is making realistic or decent looking clouds. I think we're about there. Those look like storm clouds. That is awesome. Not what I wanted to do, but nevertheless. Okay, now I'm going to skip forward and get past this deer part that's really cute.
Use one of the most precious wood. That's all I was able to go bumping and drinking out of. I sure hope you enjoy seeing him again.
Okay, he's doing basically the same thing, only difference is he's adding more of an arch with the clouds. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to add, because I mean right now we just have a flat sky. I want more of what he's got. And part of the reason why I skipped it and now I have this and now what he's got is because I skipped the whole him petting a deer scene. So let's go back and I don't want too much of a dark sky. So what I'm going to do is, let's see here, what kind of sky can we do? You know what, I'm not going to use the fan brush. I'm going to use the 2-inch brush. I'm going to do some more blue. But then I'm going to try and completely highlight it so that it's a lot wider than this is here. Perfect. All right. We're cooking. We got this. We got this right now. I'm going to highlight. Again, watch where your light's going. If you do it over here, there's no light. It's gonna look weird. There's no light source. And again, we want these, at least I want these to look lighter than this because this was too much of a storm and I didn't really want that. But it doesn't take away from what I wanted to do completely. So, there we go. I'm going to blend that. Again, you're not in any rush. We're not in any rush. We're going to do things our own way. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. I'm going to try and keep some of the white lines, hopefully you can see that, because it really gives the cloud its own distinctive character, not just a smattering of a blend. Like, this looks really nice, and I wasn't expecting that. You can, again, you can blend this all to your liking. You can highlight as you, as much as you'd like or as little as you like. But for me, I wanted something more engrossing, like Bob. In fact, he's going to put some clouds up here, but before I get up there, I want to have this. Exactly the way I want it. And as Bob would say, this is your world. You make it the way you want to. And that's what we're going to do. Okay. So. Looking lonely over here. Okay. So. Moving on.
See how that dark color, I just highlighted it with the same color, but it makes so many different planes in here. Distance is so great. Come in a little with that same highlight color.
All right.
Just basically bright red and a little white. That's all I'm using. And then just sort of highlight these little things up here on top too. We don't want that left out. That's of course a bad cloud.
Okay, so he's using bright red and white to highlight the clouds up here. I think he did that while he was petting Bambi. So I'm going to get rid of this white that's on this brush already. Dry it. Dig into this blue, or this blue, Phthalo blue, and alizarin crimson. You see it? I'm using the fan brush to create some clouds up here, so it's not just clouds, not clouds. That looks like another lobster. I don't know why I have lobster on the brain. Now it looks like a flying lobster. Oh my goodness. That's okay. We're not making mistakes here. We're doing exactly what we want. But also with these clouds, what I want to do is keep it more on the lavender side, as he says in this video. You don't want straight blue. You kind of want a purplish hue to it. Because, I mean, we have blue already up there. If you make a blue cloud, you're just blending blue into blue. That is one nice looking cloud. Okay, his look the same, but his in Bob Ross's style. So what I want is, what do I want? What do we want? He's got another one over here. You know what? There's nothing but space right here, so I want to make a cloud right in all this nonsense. Perfect. We got some stragglers, just because that's what clouds do. Sometimes they're not a complete formation, which makes them look really nice. Okay. I turned the brush and now it's got lines of alizarin crimson, which is perfectly fine, to be honest. It's not messing anything up. I do want to just complete this part just a little bit so it's not. Put some highlights on the bottom of these clouds, yeah. Okay. Now we just want to blend them. I'm going to stand over here because I did look at some of the footage and all you saw was my back. So I apologize. I'm the one shooting this and editing this, so I don't know what you can see from behind the camera. So I'm going to stand right here from now on and do the best I can to do what I gotta do up here and encourage you at the same time that whatever I'm doing up here, you can do as well. Again, you just have to have the passion and desire to want to do it. That looks really nice. We're keeping that. Okay. And again, he has the oval, so a lot of this isn't in his. I'm just trying to fill out all the blank space because there's a lot of it. I was going to, I might, in fact I will. There's too much space up here. I don't want to completely fill in my space, but I also don't want too much space. And a lot of this is flat, so I think I'm going to lift up over here just a tad bit on the blue, because if I make another red cloud, there's too much red. In fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make a very light cloud. That's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to do it with my my fan brush, number 6. So I'm going to dump. Yeah, let's dump. I'm going to jump right into my white, mix it with my red or my pink. At least this is what I think is pink. It looks pink. It's definitely not peach. And I'm going to just make a really light cloud. I mean, this is already a light area, but it doesn't matter. I don't want something that's standing out. I just want something that's there so the eye sees it, but honestly, you're not going to spend 10 seconds staring at it. You're just going to be like, oh, cloud, nice, and move on. That's awesome. I'm going to add some more here, just a little tiny itsy bitsy bit. In fact, I'm going to bring some into the yellow. And I'm going to put it there. There we go. So it's kind of off the canvas a tad bit, like that one is. Okay, I like that. I like that a lot. Okay, so now I'm going to just jump right into the white that I usually always run out of, so I always get more because I never prepare these things the way I should. And just throw a few highlights on these, not too many. Again, I don't want them jumping out, I just want them to be there because there's too much space in between this and these, and I don't lock it. I didn't lock it one bit. I'm going to blend them, and after spending 20 hours on the clouds, we're going to move into other territories. But again, to me, this is important, just as important as a seascape or a mountain or a tree. You just want to spend time on it. You can spend as much time as you need to get the painting that you want to make, and two, the painting that you want people to see. Whether you sell this, you gift it, whatever may the case. That's gorgeous. Moving on.
That's the first of that cloud. There. And with a big brush, just gently blend.
Okay, he's blending, so while he's doing that real quick, I'm going to clean some of my brushes. Yeah, he's doing it too. And watch your canvas, because I've been getting paint all over me the past 15 minutes, because I'm messy. Alright, here we go. 2-inch brush. I think it takes Phthalo blue. Yeah, Phthalo blue. Okay, so what he was doing was basically putting a blue horizon down, 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 and then you put some crimson, some lavender, and while he did that, or while I did that, I got a brush bristle. There we go. Okay. Well, now I gotta scrape. There we go. I'm trying to get the horizon to look less like a brush stroke. Real quick. Perfect. I rewound it. He's blending.
Have to make some big decisions. Let's figure out first of all where our major wave's going to be. If we're going to have a little crasher, come right in here and show you that. Get that. Just figure out basically where it's going to be. I'll take just a little white paint on the fan brush or the script liner brush and lay in a basic shape of the major wave. And other than that, we don't much care. Other than that, that's
He says white, but it's got pink in it, so.
white paint. Let that little rascal in. Now your wave's going to crash over like that. If that helps you, put a little newer in there like that. In the background back here, a little white on the brush.
You know, I'm gonna do white too. I don't want to do any other color that he's not doing.
Rocking stroke. And I'm really exaggerating there. But so it gives the impression of the waves that are happening. Way back in there. There. And all these little things just happen. Don't kill all the dark color. You kill the dark color. Of course, you don't have any dark left. There we are. Set it. Go right over there. Here, I'm just going to blend that paint back. Just blend it back. But it's most important that you set the dark area right there. Most important. That gives the trough in between the little waves. Since this is going to be a Florida type seascape, we don't want a lot of crashing waves here. Waves are pretty calm in Florida. Unless you have one of the big hurricanes that come. Then they get a little wild. All right. Now, this water's going to come here. Just sort of crash over. Not a big crash, just a little crash. Something like so. There we go. Anyway, let me grab a filbert brush. I like it for this. A little titanium white on a little filbert brush. And let's begin making some little things that are crashing up here. Gotta make those little noises. Let's put a little lavender on it. Make a shadow. Or a little crasher. This is just a little blue, a little blizzard crimson. Maybe a little touch of black in there too. Yeah, there we go. I like that. So let that come right around. Wash the brush. Now these brushes we just draw on a paper towel. It's sort of hard to paint them. It's not enough to get in there and work with. Like our titanium white. There. Now we can highlight it. Just give it a little upward push. Something like so. And then very gently get blending it together a little. Little noises. Not a big hurricane to come. But it's most important that you save the dark area right there. Most important. That gives the trough in between the little waves. Since this is going to be a Florida type seascape, we don't want a lot of crashing waves here. Waves are pretty calm in Florida. Unless you have one of the big hurricanes that come. Then they get a little wild. All right. Now, this water's going to come here. Just sort of crash over. Not a big crash, just a little crash. Like so. There we go. Anyway, let me grab a filbert brush. I like it for this. A little titanium white on a little filbert brush. And so. And then very gently, again, blending that together a little. Let's take a little 1-inch brush and very lightly go in here, just a corner.
The cameraman is driving me absolutely bonkers. He keeps cutting tube, cutting tube, cutting tube, cutting tube. So it's hard for me to figure out what he's doing. He's making a crashing wave right now, so I'm trying to. I'm probably gonna have to put more white on my palette because I ran out. I always do. Before I get to that, I was kind of just. I like to make ripples and other little things that you'd find out of the ocean. Because before it was just a straight line of blue, and I was trying to somewhat blend that out. But you don't want to just blend it out. You once you get to this, you kind of want to give the ocean some character. Just think about the motion of water and basically the shape of water, if you will. I don't, like he was saying, I don't want crashing waves. I want something relatively calm, but I also want water that you look at and, I mean, just right off the bat, it looks like water. So anything that looks like a brush stroke, I'm trying to blend it into the environment here. But yeah, the cameraman was going in, out, in, out, in, out over here. I didn't know what was going on. I'm trying to add some lavender right now. Just a hint of shadow under this crashing wave. Nothing major. Almost like that cloud right there. I just kind of, you see it, you know it's there, but it doesn't really change much. And before I continue, just give me 1 second. I'm going to put some more titanium white on my palette because I'm going to need it. Alright, so what I did real quick was add some more titanium white because I ran out. I always do. I could put a whole bunch here and I always run out. What else did I do? I did something else. I guess not. Alright, what Bob does here in a second is he takes this, mixes it with white up here, like the color up here, and he starts to put a very, you'll see, it's a very oceany color. In fact, I'm going to do that before I do anything else. Because the ocean isn't exactly straight blue unless you're in an island.
This is the eye of the wave, or the transparency, whatever you want to call it. Let's just put a little color right in there and let it blend outward. So this was white singing through the water. And the blue and the yellow here will mix together and make it a very nice green color. Now the iceberg, you can use a 1-inch or 2-inch tube. It's just gently blended. Just blended. Little tiny circles until it all comes together. There.
he blends it as well to make a nice oceany greenish color. In fact, I could probably use more white. Yeah, I think I could use more white. No, you know what? That's fine. I don't make it too. No, I will make more white. Okay. I'm gonna clean my brush. Real quick. Put some white already in there. Make it a little bit brighter. I'm gonna blend it. There we go. A little bit more distinctive. You see that? There we go. Draws it right to the wave. Very nice. Okay. I think that real quick, because that crashing wave is about as realistic as a whoopee cushion fart. I make it a little bit brighter, just fluffy on the edges. I want the whole thing one big fluffy white. There, flat, perfect. Now hold. All right. Oop, there we go. Hold on. Titanium white, making a let's take a beach line, or no, it's a ripple, or water rub. He's jumping ahead of it. So all we're doing is we're taking the knife and we're making that watery baseline, if you will, for the water. Alright. Right now all we're focusing on is the baseline because I think he pulls it up into the wave. So if we need to clean up that in a second, we will. Clean fan brush. So let me wash this again.
And take it back. Try not to destroy that nice edge. Just take it back. And begin blending it together. This is where you make the shape of the wave. The curl, whatever you want to call it. Now, sometimes it's fun, rather than our light source here. Take pure white, pull down.
So basically he's just pushing this back and bringing it into the wave. Don't want to get in your way, but trying to. There we go. There we go. Just pull it right back. You don't have to get to the very base. Just get on top of that white and just gently pull it back. Be careful because you don't want to mess up your line. Just pull it on back just a little bit. I mean, if you want to bring it up, you're more than welcome to. But all you're doing is forming the wave. You have it up top. Now you just need it down below. So you don't have some phantom wave that just is there without shape or form. And what I'm going to do over here in a second is just kind of make that shiny beach glare, which Bob does in a second, so I'm probably just going to follow him so I don't jump the gun like I always do. If you want, he's got a few of these, but these little water crests. You don't want too many. I just want enough to kind of give it some character. It looks good to me.
Just pull it down. Very firmly.
Alright. He doesn't mess with this because he didn't do this, but I'm going to mess with it. He pulls down. What do you use?
As is fun, rather than the edge. Reflection, turn to the knife, and then go across. Underneath our light source here, take pure white, pull down.
Okay, he uses titanium white. So we're going to put some titanium on here. He said align it with the light and then just pull down.
Just pull it down.
blue. I still had some I don't want the brush. Blue in my brush. We want a clean and I'll heat a brush. Does is down. Pull that.
Into a crater. Like this. Turn the loop down. Redefine it. Thanks for the mystery. And let's have an idea to ripple because right about here. A little bit. Go right.
Hold it down. With a heat bus. Getting the crop. Made more ripples. And when you make these ripples, you have to pull down harder. Not pull down, but you gotta press into the canvas.
That looks like a reflection, and it's gorgeous, because you'll be able to see it right through there. People wonder, God, in the world you got that, and it's so easy. It really is easy. And I get a clean fan brush, and I'm about out of the brush when I press it. And very gently bring that back, but I need a clean brush.
I'm trying to make some, not ripples, but the, yeah, those, kinda. Maybe pull it back.
Very lightly. And do this as gently as you can. You don't want to destroy these nice shiny areas that you have.
I mean, he's pulling it back, but I don't want it to be part of the wave. I'm just making sure that it looks like it's getting, a tide pull. I wasn't trying to say that. paint thinner,
begin bringing all this together.
titanium white.
All kinds of little lines and ripples and things going on. Wherever. This is where you really begin forming.
Here we go.
You lay a little dark line underneath it will separate that. These little things that you can see through the transparency.
If it won't stick, just add some more paint thinner.
And you know, when you're doing this, put a lot of these little rascals in here. They'll really make your painting special. There we go. Let's have a little sand dune today. What the heck? For that, I'm going to take black, a little bit of, let's get a little bit of that Van Dyke brown, maybe a little dark sienna, and take black. There we go.
Right now we're just making little lines. Nope. In the waves to give them some character. Oh, you don't want to overdo it, but you want to give it just enough.
Let's take what they have a little snap, and they can take black. Look a little bit black, a little bit of black, Dyke brown, a little bit of Sienna, that Van dark sea.
Alright. It's taking over here, but I've got something really nice. Now we're not yet done. I think we've and
Some white, brownish gray color. Maybe a little crimson in there too. Well, that's better. That's much better. Almost some dark sand. You can just put a lot of these little rascals in here. They'll really make your painting special. There we go. Let's have a little sand dune today. What the heck? For that, I'm going to take black,
midnight black,
a little bit of, let's get a little bit of that Van Dyke brown, maybe a little dark sienna,
Van Dyke brown,
and some white. I want a brownish gray color, maybe a little crimson in there too. Well, that's better. That's much better. Almost yeah, something like that. Now, let's decide where little sand dunes live, maybe. Yeah, there you go. We just put in a basic shape. Here's all we're looking for. Wherever. Maybe he's got a friend right there. Just paint over anything and say, don't worry about it. You haven't wasted your time if you learn to make these. Maybe that comes right on down there so we can just see a little bit of it through. There we go. Just put a little color in there. And that's only so our lighter color will show. Take a little touch of white. And it's got the least little bit of that bright red. The least little bit. Hold it out. Just a little paint. But very lightly. Just barely grazing. Figure out where the little tops are in the sand. Wherever you want. There. Maybe they come right on down through there. I don't know. Wherever. Maybe there's a little, yeah.
I'm not ignoring you, I'm just trying to make sand dunes, because his is an oval again, so he just was, doop. I've got the whole bottom, so I'm trying to figure out how much should be a sand dune, and how much should be sand, once it's all said and done. And don't worry about going over your
Like a lavender shadow.
your beach, your
Just marked it up.
wave.
And brush, we'll put the sand. Figure out where the little tops are in your sand bed. Wherever you want. The white, wherever you want. The lighter color will show. Yeah. Take a little touch of white. And it's got the least little bit of a bright red in it. Least little bit. Pull it out. Get a little paint. Very lightly. Very crazy. Figure out where the little tops are in your sand bed. Wherever you want.
What he's doing right now is he's finding the tops of these sand dunes with white. What I'm gonna try and figure out is if he's mixing it or not. So sorry, I'm popping in and out, but the computer's way over there.
There. Put a little paint.
Oh,
Very lightly.
it's just white.
Very crazy. Figure out where the little tops are in your sand bed. Wherever you want. There. See? Maybe they got it. Right on down through there. I don't know. Wherever. Wherever. Maybe there's a little, yeah. Right in there somewhere. See, but barely touching, just let the paint break. Let it break. There. Here and there, I'm going to add a least little touch of like a lavender shadow here and there. Just to sparkle it up some. And then we can take a fan brush, we'll put a little satin green in it. Satin green, a little bit of brown.
I love Bob, but he's going a mile a minute. Okay. So we want to find the tops of our sand dune. I'm almost out of the titanium. What did I tell you? I ran out of this constantly. Constant. Okay, right now, like no, this is just like mass of depth, but it has so depth, just a second to it. I'm gonna be adding to it in just a second. There we does it. There we go. That's it. It makes it look so easy, I'm telling you. That's Bob. I'm just trying to make it look like a rocky face.
brush, we put a little sap green on it. A little sap green, a little bit of brown. And I want to go right in here and just pop in some little things and go paint thinner down a little thinner. A little thinner, yeah. Just pop in some little doers like that. This is going to end up being some little weeds up here. Maybe right here.
I'm mixing sap green with brown right now to make that vegetation, which I'm not too impressed right now because it's starting to look like more of the cliff here.
Back into the greenish color. It was the dark sienna. Let's go up in here. This paint here is thin, so we can grab it and start lifting upward and make just an indication of some little sea oats and stuff that live out here. There we go. Something about like that.
Now I'm trying to make this more green than brown so it doesn't look like grassy mud. And if you want to see what it looks like, you just add white to what you're mixing. Yellow, no. White what you're mixing, and it'll show you. Right now I have a mossy look, or a mossy mixture. Exactly what I want. So while he's doing that, even though he's on pause, I'm going to clean my brush. And on the white, so you can see this green, and it doesn't just blend in. Put some on my fan brush. Put a lot on my fan brush. How about that? Let's do that. Let's go crazy. I hope I'm not blocking you. I probably am, so I apologize. But do you see what I'm doing here? I'm just putting as much green as I can and then finding some white. And I'm just adding vegetation. And as I do that, I'm kind of lifting up so it looks like grass. And this also gives me the ability to round out certain areas or make certain areas flat so it looks more like a rock fixture and not so much like a blob, which is what I was having problems doing. I don't want a whole lot. I just want enough, again, that you notice it. There. You can make it as thick in vegetation or as thin as you like.
There's one. But this paint's a little bit thinner. A little paint thinner. I take a little paint thinner, go into the dark sienna. Back through that greenish color. But mostly dark sienna.
Alright.
Let's go over here. This paint here is thin. So I'm going to grab it and start lifting it and make just an indication of some little sea oats and stuff that live out here.
I'm going to use that same color. He's throwing in a bunch of others, but I want some grassy thingamajigs in my painting.
Just take and put little things on the end. Sometimes they have them. That's why they call them sea oats. It looks like little growing out there.
This is the problem I always have myself, is I just never make this stuff thin enough, and it always just looks like a bunch of tubes or something. I want it a little bit darker than that, so I'm going to add some Dyke brown. Make sure it's a sharp edge too, because if it's a flat edge, you're just going to get a weird looking piece of grass. Now, because I can never get it to where I want it to look, because again, I'm a beginner just like many of you, I am, want some hanging down here. I'm just going to make a few that stand out here and there. Not a whole lot. It's fine with me. Alright. Before I call it a day, I'm going to finish this painting by adding some of that right there. Should I make that water? Or more rock? I'm gonna make it rock. I don't want to cheat. This is about learning, so I'm gonna push myself, and hopefully you do as well. But you don't learn nothing if you just take the easy route. Okay. This one might be a little bit different. And again, I have no titanium white. Again. And I want, there we go. I want that same sandy texture. Maybe some shadows. I'm just trying to make certain parts lighter, so when I add some grass and whatnot, it's not just gonna blend right in. Also, I'm trying to make this look like dirt and whatever, but not just one big hunk of blob of it. Good enough for me. clean the brush one more time. Make sure I'm still recording. Alright. Alright, gonna add some vegetation real quick. As I look weird doing it. Alright, I'm gonna clean my mess up real quick. Alright. I don't got any more white. It's good enough to me. Alright. Now all you have left to do is sign it. That's pretty much it. I might touch it up a little bit more. But not right now. Hopefully you learned something new like I did. I learned a whole bunch of different techniques and variations of hues and what have you. So again, thank you for painting with me. If you like this or you've done your own and you want to share, please visit nicknoir.com. Send me some of your work, and I'd love to see it sometime. So until next time, thank you for watching Beauty and Darkness.